We're back, baby. Still at Home podcast, episode 6. Let's fucking go. Still at home. God bless. I had a White Claw in the car. I've got my Dunky Doo, and I feel fucking fantastic. Let me just tell you about the Dunkin' Donuts near where I live. Let me take a little sipperoonie. Get the ASMR on this shit.
You have to tap
Oh, yeah. Shoo-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Are you supposed to add
yes.
music? Please subscribe, please. Tell me I'm pretty. Speaking of, there's so much to go through. God damn it. And Rob's naked on the floor, so I'm ready. People have been calling me handsome. Did you know this? I did a couple podcasts, and the comments were like, "Who's that little handsome gay man in the gray shirt?" And like other people on the podcast don't have gray shirts. I'm the one in the gray shirt. I'm like, there's no way that could be me. That can't be me. And then, so I had that happen. Of course, I read the fucking comments. Like, what else am I going to do? Like, homework? And I read the comments, and I did another show, and this guy comes up to me. He goes, "Oh, my God, you look just like this comic we know in New York." And I was like, "Oh, like, who, like, show me on Instagram, like, who could it be, right?" Because, you know, I know a couple, obviously, New York comics. They showed me a male comedian. They were like, no, that's you. They were like, you have the same features. And I said, if you keep talking to me, I'm going to tell people you rape me. No, like, seriously. Like, you just can't say to women, you look like someone I know, and then show them a picture of a man. I have double D's. My bra's a G. I'm not a man. That's crazy. Mic up. Oh, good, okay. Rob's like, blow it. No, I don't know. Cut that out. Don't ever put that. Break that. Kill that. Start again. Okay, wait. Okay. Dunkin' Donuts. None of that is clippable. Don't put any of that in. Don't use anything we've just talked about. Scrap the whole fucking thing. Okay, so I'm not Indian. We've talked about this before. Indian men love me. And I'm not saying that in like a big-headed kind of way. It's just my experience through life that Indian men find me extremely attractive. Or maybe they're just very like flirtatious culture. I don't know. However you want your fucking chicken tikka. I don't know. But we go into this Dunkin' by our house, my sister and myself, and we always order just like 2 medium iced latte. And when we go in there, we're at the point now where when we walk into the doors of the Dunkin', the guy screams, 2 medium iced latte! He knows the order. I think he has it tattooed on his fucking back. But let me tell you, that shit hits. I had a black cherry White Claw in the car, and then I do this. And that's what I call lunch. Guess what dinner is? Repeat of lunch! And it makes me feel fuzzy and warm. And then I text everyone I've ever met how much I miss them and want kisses. But yeah, I told Rob, I go, I'm French now because when we greet each other at the door, I want to go. Rob's like, I'm American, and he puts a gun in my thigh. But yeah, I saw your cat. I hated that. What is his name? Puddin'? Yeah, I put my foot in his fucking mouth and threw him across the room. Don't meow at me. You know that's a trigger. But I don't know what they put in these goddamn things, but they're fantastic. So much to go through. Such a crazy week. How was your week? Comment below. Comment anything. Somebody commented below, nice legs, and I fucking creamed my jeans. Oh, that was nice. Okay. Let's get into it. I went to New York to do some podcasts and some shows. That was super fun. Thank you for having me to those people. And I went to lunch with my friend, I think before or after one of the podcasts, just to get something to eat. And I thought this was kind of funny. I was just wearing like jeans and a nice t-shirt. Thought I looked, nice enough. And I was walking down the stairs to the restroom, and there was a woman in front of me going down the stairs, and she was really pretty, and she was in a corduroy dress. It was like a milkmaid kind of dress. The face was, I'd say, 7 out of 10 with a lot of work being done. And then a good body. Like, she's just like an attractive woman. And she was walking in front of me, and I was behind her. And there was a man at the end of the stairs waiting to go up, but he was waiting his turn, obviously, because we were coming down the stairs. And he said, And as we all know, I'm on the prowl for a lover. And he said to the girl, he said to her, "What a cute dress." He said that to her. And she went, "Oh my God, thank you." She had a bit of the vocal fry. And then I kind of came down the stairs next and I went, "And me?" And he went, "No." He literally went, "No." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to go throw up in the bathroom." And then, then that hurt my feelings. But, yeah, I feel like the flirting in public isn't working. I've tried everything. We talked about the ice cream story, which is fucking barbaric. Remember the ice cream story? That was insane. When I licked that guy's ice cream and he didn't let me lick his penis afterwards. Because ice cream is always a metaphor for penis. I don't know if you guys don't know that. I can't even fucking help you. But yeah, he complimented her. And then I went, "And me?" And I thought that was funny. I got a little laugh out of it. And that was in New York. And I'm trying to think of the other New York show that I did. Oh yeah, I did that podcast. I did a podcast in Central Park. If you guys haven't been there, it's a place where the most attractive people on the literal fucking planet run. And they run shirtless. And their nice pecs bump up and down as they're running. And I was doing this it was a very fun podcast, but the guys were like yelling out to women, like, you know what I mean? And then I was like, that's harassment. And then like a hot guy would walk by, I'm like, "Hey baby, what you doing?" And that's called equality. And that was super fun. We were in New York for a little bit. It was really fucking hot. And then we went and I did a show in New Rochelle, New York. Cloud for New Rochelle, and that was an interesting set because it was awful because it was super far away from the city. We got there. My set was pretty good. I think I did like 15, which was good, and I got cash, and I left immediately, which is the move now. And I told the bartender I wanted to stick my tongue down his throat. He loved that. He was like a 500-pound man. It was awesome. And I just remember like going to the bathroom at that show, and like the flyer for the show was in the bathroom, and I was just like peeing with like fucking raccoon eyes, like, this is what it's about. 5 years in, maybe I'll go on tour one day. And I'm just peeing just straight Tito's. It's like, you know how you're supposed to have clear pee? Your doctor's like, you're supposed to have clear pee. Mine's Tito's clear. It's like too clear. You know what I mean? It's pure vodka coming out of me. I'm just peeing. I didn't even wipe. I want the UTI. And, yeah, just to feel something. Give me that Macrobid, baby. I've taken so much Macrobid that did you know this, that if you get so many UTIs, you can become immune to the medicine that doesn't work anymore?
What's it called?
Macrobid.
Oh.
It's like just the generic UTI medication. Have you ever had do men get UTIs that much? No.
I think Brett had one once.
It's awful. It's your urinary tract infection. It's an infection where you go pee-pee. It's awful. It literally couldn't be worse. But I did that show. I think I did good. Thank God. They were happy. And then we just drove home. I got home at like 12:30. But, yeah, New Rochelle was good. I love these socks. I definitely don't want to clip this because we've talked so much about my sex life. But I just want to, because I think Rob will laugh, that I have like a couple pairs of these. They're just like comfortable. And one time I hooked up with an Australian guy. This was like at the beginning of the summer. I know, Australia. But he was like, it wasn't fake. It was like, he was real Australian. He hopped like a kangaroo. That's how I knew. That's super funny. Anyways, and then I was on the last day of my period, but I like thought I would be fine, and I wasn't. I was like bleeding all down my legs, and I ruined a pair of socks. And he like came into the bathroom while I was like trying to clean up, and he was like, "Darling, you've got blood all down your legs." And I was like, let's cut it with the accent. This is dangerous times. But that wasn't relevant. I just thought about him for some time. All right, let's stay on focus. White Claw's hitting. Okay, New Rochelle. Oh, let's just talk about my sticker. Can you see my sticker? I am brave, CVS. I want that tattooed on my ass. I am brave. And for those who are blind, it's a turtle. Because we have a lot of blind fans here at Still at Home Podcast. Rob does this whole thing with his eyes closed. I am brave. I got the COVID booster and the flu shot. I'm good at show. Stop like signaling. I can do it. Stop improving me to show. Stop sucking your fingers. I don't know. But I got the COVID booster, which apparently they changed the recipe. There was like the guy who gave the shot, male nurse, so obviously I flirted, and tight scrubs. And he was like, there was a new recipe for the COVID booster. I got that and the flu shot at the same time. Why? Because I am brave. My arm, it really hurts. That wasn't fake. Can they see?
Rotate. Yeah, I can see it now.
Rob's like, put your legs behind your head. Rob's like, ankles in the air, sweetie. I didn't have time to stretch this episode. But look, do you see? Yeah. Two shots because I am brave. And, because I am brave. And my nurse who administered the shots, he had a strange look. I genuinely hope he sees this. He was looked like a K-pop star. He was Korean. He had big diamond earrings and had like man bangs. He didn't have like chopsticks in his hair, but that was the vibe. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, just so you guys know, because we went as a family to get them all done, and he was like, just so you guys know, I hope none of you bleeds because we're running out of cotton balls. I was like, this is a pharmacy. There's more in the shelves. You'll be fine. But that was fucking stupid. But my arm really hurts from it. But I am brave. I want to talk about, and this is getting back to New York with the girl with the vocal fry. Vocal fry. If you guys don't know what that is, I think it's a term, and it describes I think it goes both ways for men and women. I've definitely heard like the frat accent. I don't know how you fucking would say that. Have you heard that where they're like, yeah, I don't know, like, whatever. It's awful. And then there's women that are like, everything sounds like a question. They're like, I'm here? Like that kind of thing. I am so deeply autistic that like things bother me. Like, that's why I wear soft clothes. Like, just the touching, the textures, like scraping of fork and knife shit. Like, I can't take it. And then if I talk to people, I don't think a lot of Philly people have it. I feel like it's more in New York where people kind of have it. I like won't talk to you. I can't take, like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you get bothered by that kind of voice, or you don't really? Rob's indifferent, but I can't take that kind of sound. So that girl in the dress was like, thank you. And I was like, you should be shot. But maybe I'm a little too harsh. Maybe that's what I'm learning. But I don't like the vocal fry. Comment below if that bothers you or you don't really mind it. Because it's a new thing. It didn't used to happen. Like in the early 2000s, celebrities used to just like talk normally and have their teeth. And now everybody's got like horse teeth and like talks awful. But you know, I'm happy to be on Earth. I saw, oh yeah, Rob's indifferent to the vocal. I wrote down because I think I'm getting Stockholm Syndrome being here. Because, no, don't laugh. When I was in New York, I saw a really funny video. And I was like, oh my God, I want to like send this to Rob or show this to Rob. And then my next thought was, what the fuck, am I gay? I'm going to show him Rob? Like, what the hell?
Can't we just be friends?
That'll never work. No, but I was like, and then I was like, oh God, I'm so comfy in that fucking basement. When I'm done here, Rob puts me in you ever see Silence of the Lambs? Remember the cage he's in when he's in the all-white outfit? The Buffalo Bill.
Put the lotion in the bear.
yeah. I'm Buffalo Spill when I get drunk. I don't know. But I had total shock. I was like in New York. I was like, wait, when do I get to see Rob again? And then I threw my head against the mirror and I bled. But yeah, I have a good time doing this. But this is for those who are unfamiliar. It's the Still at Home podcast, and it's kind of a podcast. I talk about my week, talk about doing comedy, family, living with family for sure. We're fighting all the fucking time. But I want to talk about a little bit about my house. Also something interesting, I don't think people know, I didn't eat meat for years. And I'm a huge carnivore now. Like, I love all kinds of meat, beef and chicken and, you know, whatever. But because we lived in that awful apartment, which is haunting, and which I talked about, I think, in one of the earlier episodes. But when we moved into our house, there was like construction. And Mommy Dearest didn't really think that through. And we had to like live in one room of the house while the other rooms were getting construction. So my mom, who like doesn't cook, bought a crock pot. Have you ever had a crock pot meal? It's good, right? You ever had a crock pot meal every day for 2 years? Not good. It's awful, actually. But it was always like beans and meat. And that was when I was a kid. I was probably like 7 or 8. And then for like years, I didn't eat meat. And it wasn't conscious. I just like, when we, I just didn't do it. And then I think around college, I started like eating meat again. But I just thought people didn't know. That's kind of interesting. I like forgot about that for a while. But you eat the same fucking thing every day. You're like, I can't do this. So it was like a decade of nothing. But anyways, we're getting into construction. I want to talk about, we're in October. No, we're not, but we're going to be. We're almost in October. I love Halloween. And I want to talk about a particular Halloween I had when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, I was probably like 7 or 8. We just moved into the house. And I'm with a friend of mine, and we're going trick-or-treating. And we're like, well, we'll just start at the neighbor's house. Now, I didn't know the neighbors. We had just moved in. So we go, we have our buckets, and we're going to the neighbor's house. Next door neighbor, I knew she was an old lady. Other than that, didn't know anything else. And we go to her house, knock on the door. It was out of a fucking movie. The door like creaked open and no one was there. I was like, okay, ghost. And then this woman comes with a 4 like thing cane, and she's like an old white lady. And we were like, trick or treat, and she goes, Happy Halloween. And then she takes her cane and she taps it on her leg like this, and she has a fake fucking leg. It was a fake one. Stop looking at my legs. She was, and she was like, I make sure I shaved. No, she, Rob eats the hair. I don't know. But she like tapped her leg, and it was a fucking cane, and she didn't have a leg. And we're like, oh my God. And she tapped her cane, she looked us dead in the eyes, and she literally was like, this isn't a costume. I was like, yeah, you're crippled. That's not a costume. And then her like Caribbean nurse like ushered her into another room, and she gave us like fucking oxtail. I don't know, but it was really scary at the time. I just remember that being like, holy shit, my neighbor's only got one leg. Want to know how she lost her leg? I found out. She was like an old bitch, and she was in her car, and she meant to go in reverse, and she went in drive, and she zoomed into her backyard, and the car went like flying, and she lost her leg because she was old. That sucks. I hope I die way before I get old and ugly. Anyways, don't write that down. I want to, I talked about flu shot. Good. I want to talk about another show I just did recently. So I've been doing comedy for 5 years, which is a long time, I feel like. And, like, in the scheme of things, of course, it's not people who've been doing comedy for 15 or 20 years. I just feel like, for me, long road. But I did this show. Now, when I get booked for a show, people may or may not know, usually I get DM'd anytime throughout the day. Now, anytime throughout the day, I could be wasted. So I really don't read the messages thoroughly, which I should do. But this girl hit me up for the show, and I didn't read the meat and potatoes of the text. I just read the date, the time, and the time, and the place. And I was like, oh, I can do that. That's in Philly. It's 20 minutes from my house. I'm like, that's great. So I get to the show, and I'm like, where the fuck is the entrance? And those who know me know I'm directionally challenged, but this was like another level of directionally challenged. And there was like a door on the side of a building, and I was like, is that it? But that wasn't the address. And then there was like a, when you're walking down the street, like an alley, there's like a grate. That grate opened up, and people went in, and I went, that's probably the show. And so I go over there. I hit my fucking head on a pipe on the way down because I'm tall. I'm like the tallest bitch in this goddamn city. And I went, ooh, fuck. And then the security guy the big black guy outside, he's like, at least you didn't lose a kidney. I went, what the hell does that have to do with anything? I was like, my head is throbbing. I gotta do comedy in a minute. And then I was like, lose a kidney. And then I understood why he said that. It was like a sex. Some people said it was a sex club. Some people said it was a music venue. Some people said it was a swingers club. I just want to do my time. And I get down there and everyone's like alternative. And I'm like Republican, so it's like weird. And then, the woman, there were like these two women that came up to me and they were dressed in all black, like not improv black, but like scary bitchy black. And she was like, "Are you Romy?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Would you like to go to the green room?" I was like, "Yeah, great." And they had like really thin, like crow eyebrows. And I tried to make that joke in the green room while they were there. I was like, "Who owns the place? A raven?" And then it killed with the comics. And the women were like, and I was like, "Okay." And then, but yeah, there was like, the couch in the green room was in the shape of a tongue, and I was like, okay. But anyways, we get to the green room. Hopefully I'm explaining this well. And we get to the green room, and they're like, "Oh, what's the chaos of the night?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "What's the lineup? What chaos?" And they were like, "Oh," they were like, no, the actors are going to come on stage while you're doing your set." And I was like, "No." And I was like mouthing help to another comic. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I turned to the woman. I was like, "Am I going to be touched?" And she was like, "Maybe not." She was like, "But you signed a waiver." And I was like, No, I need a bigger waiver. I don't want to be touched. And then it was so there was like a prison cell. It was fucking crazy. I mean, it was cool. Like, no doubt it was a crazy experience. But, and they oversold out. Which I thought was hilarious. And then I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ." And then, in times of panic, I turned to alcohol, which everybody should do. I don't know why it's not in the textbooks more, but getting drunk. And then I was like second. And then my thing was like, when I was on stage, a guy with like carrying boxes was behind me. And I turned, because I'm such an asshole, I turned to the crowd. I go, "You guys realize this guy went to college?" He's some improv guy. And then, yeah, that was good. We drank there. It was actually a very fun show. And that was when the musicians in the interim were like, "You look just like this comic." And then they showed me a picture of a literal man. And that hurt my feelings. But that show was fun. It was kind of extraterrestrially. And I saw an article recently that they like found life on Mars, which they're always finding life on Mars. Same thing with the Emmys. They were like, "This is the 77th annual Emmys." I don't know why, but it's always the 77th. It's always the 77th Emmys. But anyways, they saw this article that there's life on Mars, and I don't want them to look for life on Mars. I don't want, like, can you imagine going to the bar and there's just like aliens? That'd be like kind of fucked up. I don't want to. That'd be so weird to like I don't know how aliens would like integrate into society. Well, I guess they take over, but I don't know. I guess we'd have to fuck them. I mean, you got to do something with them. I mean, they have like 9 penises. You just like do like a carousel of which one. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, it sounds like a dream. Choosing which alien penis is crazy. You meet an alien. All aliens have Norwegian accents. Like, "So, what do you want to do, Sona?" But yeah, that's pretty. An alien. Hopefully, they're tall. Somebody. So they asked me my type on this podcast. They were like, "What's your type?" Because I was like, catcalling all the guys in Central Park. And I, what's funny? I said redheads, which is true. And the host was like, because he has red hair. And I was like, "Yeah, but not you." And then I was like, "Yeah." And then it's so funny because he's so great because he's only into black women. And he goes, "I wish there was like a dating app to meet black women." I was like, "It's Cash App." And I thought that was funny. Anyways, and Cash App. Why'd they make 2 different apps? Like, Venmo is enough, right? But I don't know. I guess the Cash App goes to a different bank account or goes right to your...
Cash apps for drugs.
Oh, okay. So I'm not on it. Okay, cool. That's what my sister goes to the other day. She goes, "You don't smoke, do you?" I go, "No, alcoholism's enough." But they asked me my type, and I was like, breathing. but they asked about would you do a long term or a long distance relationship because I'm going to Berlin, and my mom's biggest fear is that I'm going to go and not come back. And once I see the architecture, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think people in long distance relationships, it's hard because you don't get to fuck. You know what I mean? Like you gotta like get on a plane to have sex. But the question is like the chicken or the egg. Take a plane for great sex or have mediocre sex all the time. I think I'd rather take a plane for great sex because then you get that fun pasta and chicken dish. But yeah, comment below if you've been in a long distance relationship, or comment below how you've met your significant other, because at the show I did in Philly, there was a super hot guy in the front row, and his girlfriend was there, and I still was hitting on him. I didn't give 2 flying fucks. I would have been a third. He was that hot. He was like gas station hot. You know what I mean? I was like Phil Regular, and then no, he was so hot, and he wasn't tall. He was like, I don't know, probably like 5'11", and I was like, I don't care. I'll fucking tower over you any day. But he was with his girlfriend, cute girl, cute like half Asian girl. The problem is I can't compete with Asian. I mean, I'm not flexible. I actually sleep like this. I don't even lie down. It's crazy. I just put a towel over me. But yeah, he was fucking hot. And by the way, I don't even know if you know this. I'm a great penis size guesser. Some people know this about me. I think maybe I had a reel or I don't know. I said something. But I'm a great fucking guesser. 10.5. Black and 10.5. Bedazzled. Shaft or tip, 11 3/4. But I guessed, but during my set, I guessed his penis size, and her eyes got like really big, and I was like, I'm right, because I love being right, and I love big penises. It's such a good day when you are right about so many things.
Have you ever been wrong?
No, I've never been wrong. I've never been wrong. And I've fucked thousands. But no, because I would say the majority of people I've had sex with have been from the apps, right? And well, like, I like to eat, like, there's, like, a thing where in Iceland they have sex first before they date, because they figure if we're not physically compatible, what's the point of getting to know each other? Which is actually, there's a theory to that. And I kind of like that, because, like, what if they've got a jank penis, and I like their personality, and that's, like, a waste of time. You know what I mean? What if their penis looks like a Tetris, like a Tetris block? But, yeah, I'm a great guesser. And, it's like, even sometimes I'll get a dick pic, I'm like, put a quarter next to that thing. Let's see the girth. No, I don't know. I'm, like, deeply wasted right now from that White Claw. But, feeling it. But I guessed it right with that guy. And I usually have guessed it pretty right. Like, sometimes it's like a game. Like, I'll like, text a guy, I'm like, is it da-da-da? And they're like, holy shit. And I'm like, it's a gift. And not a great gift to have. I wish I had a gift of math or science or like doctoring or something like that. And oh God, best sex I ever had was with a doctor. Ooh, I think I talked about this in one of the episodes. He took my blood after, which was crazy. Yeah, that was wild. He had a really great apartment too. And then I hit him up again, and he didn't text me back, and I was like, okay, like saving lives. Okay, Scrubs. I was like, what, you're not available at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday after I'm done my work? But, maybe I'm all fucked up because of the medicine in my system plus the alcohol. Because the guy said, don't drink or do drugs. And I said, sir, I'm doing both. I don't lie to my doctors. I just disappoint them. Do you know what I mean? Because they go, don't do drugs and don't drink, and I do it all. Yeah. But I hope everybody's having a good time. I want more, if you guys could comment more about if you live at home and stuff, I'd be very curious to see. Comment anything. And, because, it's always curious to see where people live. Send a picture of your apartment. I'm so curious about people's apartments. I think, sometimes I have, like, hookups just to see people's places. I'm just nosy. Like, I think real estate agents are like lucky. They get just to like see people's houses and shit. I mean, I've been in Rob's attic like a million times. But anyways, it's that time again. We've wrapped up, and follow Rob on Instagram, Rob Stant Comedy, and Rob's OnlyFans, row me backwards, or, I don't know, or arch that back. Yeah, yeah. Jewish girl does jokes in the tub. I don't know. Follow me on Instagram, Romy Rouser Comedy. Please subscribe to the podcast. It makes a huge difference. And tell your enemies, tell your friends about your podcast, tell your mother, tell your ex-wife. And new episodes every week. I feel like this was a good episode. Okay, good. Thank you. Us later. I don't know. It'll never get old, too. You'll be married for 25 years. I'm like, but remember the basement? It'll be your wedding. It's literally wedding anniversary. And I'm coming in like Lola, drunk with a rum and coke. I'm like, Brittany. She's like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, you're all the homebodies. I still live at home, which makes me super sad. But we'll see you next week. Thanks again, guys.